one love, one sound, one gospel. 108praiseradio.com. Let all the people say
good morning,
amen.
Good morning, good morning, good people. Thank you for tuning in to Women 101 on 108 Praise Radio with Halaveshia Hall. And like I always start the Saturdays off, we just want to thank you, first of all, for your time. You could have chosen to do anything with this 1 hour of your time from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could have been still asleep. You could be out shopping. Or you could be with my mom at a flea market somewhere, raiding somebody's yard sale. But you chose to listen to me, and we appreciate it. And also, we like to thank God during this time of the morning just for allowing us to even be here, because it totally could have been the other way. We won't prolong the time. This morning I have with me, my guest today she is such a phenomenal woman. I follow everything she does through social media, and one day I really hope to put my hands on her. She's coming to us. She's Skyping into the studio today, doing a virtual interview with the lovely Rachel G. And Rachel, we're just going to jump right in. We want you to tell us, who is Rachel G? We know you on social media as being the relationship guru. I think your page kind of took off when Megan Good and her husband it may have taken off before then, but I remember the highlights of that when they followed some of your stuff or took some of your stuff your meme that you had created, and it just went from there. You're all into relationship and celibacy. So tell us, who is Rachel G?
Thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor and a privilege and a blessing to be on here. Like, every time somebody says my name or something, I'm like, God, are you really sure that you picked me? Wow. Rachel G is just a simple country girl who went through some trials and tribulations. Some things she caused on her own, and some things God allowed and considered her for a bigger purpose than what she thought. She thought she was just going to be a simple country girl that would sing. But God had another plan. So I'm just a transparent vessel to let people know through my life struggles that God is yet still able in the midst of everything.
I have you down as, when we go and we start calling out titles. First of all, I know you're a mom. Big ups to being a mother, honey, because we're always that. When we're nothing else, we'll always be that. I have you as your author, a relationship coach, a life coach. And then you said you're a singer. What is it that what is your passion line? What is it that you catch yourself doing the most, and how did that come about?
I help people heal to love again. That's me in a nutshell. That's my motto. That's my punchline. In a nutshell, it doesn't matter who you are, what you're dealing with, whether it's self-love, relationship love, love in the church. I help hurt people. We have so many people that are hurting people, and so we need some more people that are healed, helping people. So my passion and what I find myself doing, even on Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, I find myself in sessions with families, helping them heal, helping them break generational curses, helping people find out where they went wrong in life so they can be successfully happy.
So you basically take on the whole life coaching thing. It's not just the relationship. You don't just cater to women or just husband-wife relationships. You really can take on the entire family of this thing. And I like what you said when you said hurt people. So you really have the capacity, and you can touch anybody's life in the whole family together, correct?
Right. I go into the family and I listen to everybody, and I help them find the understanding of where they went wrong so that the family can heal again, so that they can have the intervention in order for them to communicate with one another and to love one another again.
That's awesome. So how did this come about? Have you always been the Rachel G? Have you always been a healed person yourself? How did this come about?
No, I'm divorced. I am divorced. My biological father was not in my life. I was raised by my father, my stepdad. I was bullied as a child. I was set up from the come up of my life to be the person that I am The people that I've loved haven't always been in my life, whether it's my biological father, whether it's my relationships, whether it's people in general. And so I started to understand that I was hurt from a lot of stuff, and I had unforgiveness in my heart. And I never forget that I was to a place to where I was wanting to give up and not even want to be here. I didn't see any purpose in life. I didn't see why life even needed to exist for me. It didn't matter if I was here or not, because most people didn't like me, so it was one less person on the earth, right? So that was my perception of my life. And so I began I'll never forget the song Never Would Have Made It came that was there, and I was listening to that. And Romans 8:28 was playing. Romans 8:28 was open in the Bible. And I never forget, I just started saying all things work together. And I told God that night that if he healed me, I would make sure that everybody I come in contact with was healed. And in the process, God took me at my word. His word says, try me and see won't I open up. So I tried God. He did what he said he was going to do. And that's why I'm never tired when I talk to a person that's hurt. Sometimes I find myself doing it for free. If they're hurt, I just want people to be happy and to be healed. So it was a promise and a vow that I made to God. And God is open doors because holding me up until the end of my bargain on what I promised him.
That is so deep, I especially like when you say it just keeps playing back that hurt people. And I think we all can kind of, majority of us, more of us than less of us, have been in a deep place of hurt before. I like the fact that you say you go in and you listen first and then you help them to realize, where the problem began. I think that's a lot of time. I think a lot of times people, they want to fix things so fast they never want to get to the root of it. But there's a root cause to everything. How do you feel about that?
Yes. There is, even with life, even in growth, even in plants, even in spiritual growth, there is a root. There is a reason why we act the way we act. In both of my books, the first book that's coming out, I'm Single Now What, that's coming out this spring, and also a book that's coming out later on this year called Steps to Heal for Purpose. I start both of the books out the exact same way with the exact same chapter. Because that's me. Anybody that comes in my office, they have to do the exact same exercise, everybody. It's called What Happened to Me. I need everybody to know what happens to them in their life. It holds you accountable for your life. We go back and we dig up the things in your life. We dig up your past. And as we dig up everything in your life, we get to the root of why you have the behavioral patterns that you have, why you operate and move the way that you operate. Why are you who you are? So once we dig up the why, we get to the root. And once we get to the root, we can upplant it and we can replant it into good fertilization. And that's the mindset of everything.
I love it. I was just recently talking to someone, actually was a family member that is dealing with, basically, it's an abandonment issue. And I told her, I said, this stem from this has nothing to do with the men that you come in contact with. This goes from a place of being basically, adopted younger is what I personally feel, but I'm not a Rachel G, so I'm gonna need her. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I'm gonna put her in your inbox and y'all go get her your email address, and then we're gonna let you ride out, let you dig up that and get to the core of that. So once you dig it up, what's your process? So you go in, we get to the bottom of it, and then what? What's your process of helping them walk through it and heal it? Are you there through, 12-step process? Are you there every step of the way?
It depends. Can I be honest and real with you? Everybody has a different contract agreement. So
okay.
I deal with the client based on their contract agreement. I have some that I deal with for a year, some I deal with for 2 weeks, it just varies. But it's a minimum of 2. I don't do just one. It has to be a minimum of 2 because what I do, the first thing I do is that exercise. I make them write those things down. I don't make them think about it and tell me. I make them write those things on paper, and then once we write them on paper, we categorize them into behavioral patterns. And once we put them into behavioral patterns, I help them understand why they have went through the things that they've went through, and I also show them the purpose in it. Because we know the Bible says in Romans 8:28, and this is what God did to me when he had me to write these things down. This is something that I done myself that God gave me, and I help people with now. Once I wrote down everything in my life that ever hurt me, I put it in categories, and I begin to understand that all of this has a purpose. So what you see me doing now is from my pain. It's from things that I've written down, things that I've noticed that, okay, my father wasn't there because somebody else's father isn't there for them. So that's purpose in that. Okay, my ex-husband, we went through the things that we went through. That's purpose. I went through abuse. That's purpose. Betrayal with a best friend, sleeping with my husband, that's purpose. I found purpose in all these things, and I didn't know why I was going through it, but God knew that somebody else was going to go through it because everything that Jesus did was for someone else. He died for our sins, and if we want to be more like him, that means what we go through is to help somebody else. So it's a process of that. And sometimes it's hard. I deal with people that have been molested by their parents. I deal with people that have been raped, people with illnesses and diseases that's never going to go away. They're going to die with them. I deal with people on every spectrum, OCD. I deal with anybody with any disorder, bipolar, schizophrenic. I deal with psych patients. I deal with people to help them understand. And they get off their medicine. They understand that life is not just about what they're going through, but life is about showing people that they're overcoming what they went through. So it can be a process, but the main thing is we go through two major steps when it comes to life coaching. When it comes to relationships, there's about 4 steps. It gets a little bit deeper.
And so you said that the key to it is finding purpose in the pain. Purpose in the pain. Do you really believe that there's purpose? I mean, I do. I really do, but I want my audience to catch this. Do you really believe that there is purpose in every bit of our pain?
There's purpose in every bit. There's not one drop of things. God, this is the thing about God. God doesn't just do things for fun. He just doesn't pick us out to pick on us. If he's doing it, even if it's no more than we got into a fender bender with our car. I've heard people say, well, you know what, I got into a fender bender and the insurance company ended up, paying for this car and they ended up having extra and they had a bill that was due. That was purpose in that fender bender. So what we have to find is everything in our life happens on purpose for purpose. But the problem is nobody wants to learn from the things that they went through because nobody wants to go through the hurt. Nobody wants to rediscover themselves. See, in order for us to heal, we have to go to a hurtful place. And what happens is so many people delay their blessings because they deny themselves of their lesson. We don't want to understand why. We don't care about why. We want to live over it. We don't want to live through it. As long as we can forget about it, then life can go on. But the enemy holds that. He holds that. And I have a testimony behind the truth of him holding cards and holding what he does to us in a time where we least expect it. Because that's all he does. He tries to distract us.
Well, we want that testimony, and we're going to get that testimony from you as soon as we come back from this first break, because I believe that there's somebody out there listening right now, including myself, that needs to really, really grasp the fact that everything we go through, God meticulously designs it and he sets it out, and it has it's a full circle. And one thing I also believe is not just for us either. I don't think that that what we go through is just for us to keep bottling inside. I think it's just for the same thing that you're doing, is sharing it and helping someone else. We may not all be life coaches, we may not all be therapists, relationship coaches, evangelists, preachers, but we can sit and share. Just your coworker may be hurting, and you can share a story that may change someone's life. So, like I said, we want to catch that testimony. We're gonna let that be what we come back in with from our break. We're going to catch a break this morning. Once again, I thank you guys for tuning in to 108 Praise Radio. We have the lovely Rachel G. We're going to give you her information at the end of this interview. We want you guys to reach out to her because I know it's more people out there than wants to be known that are hurting. And like she said, hurt people, and we have the healer on the line because she has the healer in her. We'll catch this first break and we'll be right back, guys.
Change me, oh God, make me more like you. Change me, oh God, wash me through and through, create a clean heart, so that I may worship you. Change me, oh God, make me more wash me through and through, just create in me a clean heart, so that I may worship you. Change something about you. Change me. Whatever's not like you, Lord, I want you to change me. Do it for me, Lord. I dare you to just put your hands on yourself. Lord, I want you to change me like only you can, Lord. Change me. Can y'all help me say it? It's easy. I need you to. Come on, say it like you mean it. Change me. Whatever's not like you, Lord, I want you to. From the inside out, Lord. Oh, a little change. I need you to. Change me. Or you can say it. Change me. Remember this has come over me. Change has
Before we left to go on our break, Rachel, you were telling us that you have a particular testimony that helped you get to the point that you are today, and we want to hear it.
Okay. Again, thank you for having me. I remember when I started Women of Healing, this is how a lot of people are connected with me on social media. I decided that I wanted to help women all over the world. I was a makeup artist, and women would come to me for not just being beautiful on the outside or being beautiful on the inside. And so word got around in my town that what I was doing and how I was helping people feel better. And it's amazing because you can be hurt and still help people. But there will come a time when you have to face your own hurt. I was speaking at a retreat. I had actually preached at a church, and then they had me to come to a retreat a few months later to speak to ladies about one of the exercises, the mirror exercises that I have my clients to do. And so we got into the part, we got past everything, we got into prayer. I began to pray for everybody, and there was this young lady, she was a minor, and I began to pray for her, begin to just, touch her feet, touch her hands, and I can see it to this day. And as I began to pray for her, her hurt reminded me of my hurt. She had dealt with some things in her childhood, and she had dealt with some hurt that I hadn't dealt with. I thought that it was okay because I had kept on living and it wasn't an issue. Long story short, I broke down. I was prayerfully, the assistants that were assisting me and the actual preacher that was over the conference saw it, and they helped me. But after that, I was very disturbed. I was very disturbed about it, and I almost went into depression mode because I was like, God, I'm on fire for you. I'm doing the things that you would have me to do. Why would I be attacked like that? And God says, because when you have certain, and let's be real about it, when you have certain demons that are following you, childhood issues, when you have hurt, when you have unforgiveness in your heart, and when you connect with those things, it's going to bring that you thought was gone. It's going to bring it to surface. So that's when I started to ask God to heal me. And that's when God came with the healing exercises. And I did not operate in Women of Healing from 2010 to 2013 because I wanted to make sure that I was all the way healed from any situation. I had to deal with unforgiveness in my heart towards my best friend and my ex-husband. I had to get all of that out because, see, God sees later in our life. He saw a picture bigger than where I was in my zip code. He saw an international picture. He saw that I would be dealing with people on an international level, and I couldn't keep that hurt going to every level. And so that's why I tell people, whenever you want to do something bigger, whenever you want to walk in your purpose, whenever you want to be used by God, it's the best time when you know then to get all of that hurt out, to actually heal. Because the enemy holds our cards of hurt in his hand, and he will come at us when we least expect it and we think that we're not dealing with something. Boom, he'll throw it on the table like it's a big joker. And then it'll shock us because we're like, God, we're in you. So I'm trying to understand, why am I dealing with this if I'm in you? But there's still a process in everything. And so I learned then how to heal, but I had no idea that what I went through then would be pretty much my headliner of what I do. Because what I just mentioned to you is the reason why people come to me, because of my healing ability to exercise with them.
My guest last week, and it's so funny how my guests always seem to, from week to week, you guys are always seeming to coincide. And that just further lets me know that this is the right thing and the right movement, because I've never had a guest that the following week that guest or the next guest did not all kind of synergize and merge together. My guest last week was a makeup artist who also touched people's lives through just doing makeup, but you sit in a chair and you end up getting way more than your makeup done. And she had said, one of the things that she asked her, I said, how did you become, who you are? And she said, actually, who I am is who I am. Like, who who I am made me who I am today, who I was created to be. And so that's what I hear you saying as well, is what you went through. Basically, she was saying, what she went through, everything that comprises her as a person makes her who she is. Kawambi D, the makeup artist, the other passions that she have, the businesses that she runs. She does all of this just simply from being accepting who she was and just simply being who she was. The healing part, it really touches home, because I can understand what you're saying when you say, sometimes we think we got it going on or we got it together because we can keep a smile and we can motivate other women, and we could just other people in general, and we can make them smile. But sometimes we haven't really worked on what's in our closet and dug out what's in our closet and what's in our heart and gotten over that. And I hit that spot as well too. Like, I really didn't have. I remember when I started doing Single Moms 101. And I was helping other single moms, and I was talking, about this co-parenting stuff, and we were cool, but we weren't cool. We were cordial, and it was what it was. And I was preaching all this co-parenting and how to get along with your ex and all this kind of stuff. And and it was some days I probably didn't even want to see him walk. And so I had to shut down as well and really, really, really search and forgive and move on and forget and get over the hurt, because I was carrying some things with me. It didn't get to me like it happened to you, but I could see it. And the more I talked to other women, some of the stuff I'd be like, I would tell them what to do, but then at the same time, I wasn't acting on that myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell you how to make it work. I could tell you how to be a good co-parent. I could tell you how to, be cordial with your ex-husband and do good, but I'm not really doing that myself. I'm not really feeling that myself. It's just I know that's what to do. So that really touches home. So I thank you, Rachel, for just being transparent, and just being who you are and just being so open and willing to share what you share with us. And I'm so excited about your future and where God is taking you and where things are going. And you're right, you have to get over some things. You can't take baggage. You can't take baggage on new levels. You'll weigh yourself down. So I'm excited about that. So what do you have going on? What's going on? I know you're out in Texas, right?
Yes, I am outside of Houston. Outside of Houston, Texas. What's going on right now currently is my program, I'm Single Now What? It's a program for single women, helping them understand why they are single. And it's also the name of my book that's getting ready to come out. I'm single now what? It's like, okay, now that I'm single, what do I do? Why am I single? How can I stop myself from being single again? How can my next relationship be successful? So I deal with 20 women a month, and it's been 4 months now that the program is going strong, domestic and internationally. This program is an online program for women. We deal in a group, and we also have personal sessions, one-on-one. And these women get to understand why they are the way they are. I have one that's engaged now. Some of them are in relationships and dating. Then I have some that just say, you know what, I finally found myself. And so I just want to chill with me for a while. I have that going on. I think that's amazing. And I have the Mentor Me program. I mentor women, and it goes from my celebrity clients all the way to my normal clients, people that want better for their lives. And I have some that just want to be able to talk to me 1 hour a week. So that's me in the nutshell. That's what I have going on right now, other than, the speaking engagements and helping people date, being a relationship expert. And my day-to-day work, dealing with family, dealing with single people, and dealing with people that are getting married. They come to me so they can learn how to communicate better, and they can learn how to love each other effectively, even when things are not going good.
That's a big one. You have to know how you have to love when you don't like. And that's one thing that marriage is based off of, compromising and loving when you don't like. So these programs, I Am Single Now What and Mentor Me, how would they get to them? Like, I know you said they are online, the 20 women a month. Do you have a new class registration every month, or do you just roll with the same women? How does that work?
Well, the same women do have a choice to keep going. Most of them go over into my Mentor Me program because they learn so much about themselves and they want to put purpose into their pain. And then I have new women that come in every month. The new class is going to start March the 1st, 2017. And I actually have that information is up online. My website is actually being changed because I've changed my website name. So they're actually changing my website. But on my social media, I_am Rachel G. There is that information. And on my website, they can subscribe and send me some information. Send me a request for the information on IamRachelG.com. And everybody, we deal with webinars. We do, it's not just me. I have other people coming on as well. I have men relationship experts that I deal with because women hear great advice from women. But when it comes time to get out into the field and get to dating, and you want a man's perspective on what to do, what not to do. Some of these ladies don't even know what to wear. You know, they don't know. So I teach them all of that. What a man wants, what he doesn't want, how you should act and how you shouldn't act. The questions you should ask on the first to the third date, so you'll know what category to put the men in, friend or, possibly more. So it's a lot of fun, and a lot of people contact me because we do the free consultations on that.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to go off to another break. When we come back, we want to get our last scoop of we want some relationship advice. Just what you do. We want you to spread some of that to the women. Just tease them a little bit. So by the time this show goes off, your email will light up, and we can save some souls and save some hearts and save some repeats around here. We want some people to learn some lessons, and I think that's another thing when you talk about dating and relationships. You have to learn the lessons from the previous ones, and remember that you're going to keep having the same test until you pass it. So we want to stop some broken hearts from taking place. When we come back, we'll go to our final break. And once again, I thank you guys for tuning in. Rachel, I really thank you for talking to me this morning. You are making my day. And we'll be right back, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Sometimes it feels cold and you feel all alone, but hold on, better days are coming. It can be rough in this world. I know it ain't easy, but hang on in there. I know better days are coming. You seem good, you seem bad, you've been happy and sad, but just remember that better days are coming. Friends will leave you all by yourself, but don't cry, 'cause better days are coming. Oh, better days, better days, better days. I see it. Better days are coming.
one love, one sound, one gospel. 108praiseradio.com. Let all the people say
Clock
amen.
Entertainment presents the Industry Celebration and Showcase Thursday, March 23rd at Club Hilltop, featuring Mari Butler, Lonnie Hunter, Dr. Leonard Scott, BET Sunday Best winner Joshua Rogers,
The Cardi Cortez,
Latisse Crawford, Tracy Randall, and many more.
That is so slammin'.
The Industry Celebration and Showcase will be taped for television and broadcast live on radio. It's all happening at Club Hilltop,
located at 3945
East Patrick Lane, Las Vegas, Nevada. Red carpet 6 p.m. and the show 8 p.m. Hosted by radio personalities
Kamita Burnett,
Ray Pope and Tracy Morgan.
You got to get your tickets because they're going fast and they can't last.
Round the Clock Entertainment presents the Industry Celebration and Showcase.
For more information, call 972-834-5936. That's 972-834-5936.
Round the Clock Entertainment presents
Industry Celebration and Showcase.
I always tell you guys, I really feel like I know in my heart that God is going to give me more than 60 minutes one day, because these 60 minutes are not enough for me to explore with the wonderful people that I have on my show, just enough to give you guys something to go and chase them. And that's what we want you to do with Rachel today. So, Rachel, look, I am coming to you for relationship advice. Let me see who I can be. I just got out of, I just got out of a relationship, 6 years of just, it didn't go nowhere. It didn't go where I thought it was going to go. Should I explore some more, or should I just sit down somewhere?
Well, I think you need to sit down somewhere for a minute. I do want you to explore, but I want you to explore yourself. Now, if it just didn't go where you wanted it to go, why did you waste your time in such a long span of time? Why did it take you 6 years to find out what you knew in 6 hours, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months? So many times it was the potential, more than likely, when women find the potential in someone. They see what they want a person to be. I put a post up on social media the other day that said, I don't want to do for you what I want to do for somebody else, what I wanted to do for you. See, when we get to know someone without asking the right questions, we fall in love with potential. And the potential that we fall in love with is what keeps us in that relationship so long, because we see the potential for them to change. But if we have allowed things to go on, they're not going to change. They're living with that. I tell women all the time, most of the time. Now, this is 9 out of 10 women have this has been their issue with their paperwork and their answers. They meet a guy, and the guy doesn't call them as much because of social media. He doesn't really text as much. And she requires him to call. She requires him to come and date her. But she just thinks with time he'll change, and with time things will get better. And so it goes from 1 month to 3 months, and he's still being the same way. And let's be real, not everybody's women of God and men of God. Even men of God and women of God are slipping and making mistakes. We're still fleshful beings. So sometimes people slip and have, soul tie relations, and sometimes they don't. But in the event that they do, then they get to the point where they're like, you know what, I want more. I want you to call me more. I want you to come and see me more. And so then they get that same answer from the guy. Ladies, maybe you've heard this. You just like all the other girls. You bugging.
Ah.
But in reality, you were never different. You wanted what you wanted. You had your standards and your desires from the beginning. But because you've seen potential of what you thought he could be later on, you let it slide. Can I help you ladies out real quick as a relationship expert and somebody that gets this on my desk and on Skype all the time? Don't let anything slide. If you want him to call you, tell him to call you. If you don't want him to FaceTime you at 2 o'clock in the morning, let him know that. If you don't want him, if you want him to come and date you instead of always meeting you with your homeboys and homegirls and all these group things, let him know in the beginning, because it's going to set standards. Because now we live in a digital relationship world where he can get anything, and just women as well, can get anything that they desire from social media. So what makes you different? What makes you from going a friend in the DMs into a wife? The thing that makes you different is your standards, standing up for who you are. And I can tell you, it will be hard because out of every woman that's making it hard and has her standard morals, values, there are 5,000 other women who are making it easy for him, bending over, showing pictures, playing in the DM. So sometimes it takes a minute for them to be like, okay, I really need a woman of substance. I really need a woman that's different. But a lot of women are afraid to be by themselves, so they just keep going with the conversation. And then it becomes 6 years. And you said it just didn't go anywhere. So
it just didn't go anywhere.
You are them. You are them. That's your fault. It didn't go anywhere because you didn't do what you needed to do as a woman. You have to value yourself first, value your desires and standards first, and a man is going to desire those things. But just real quick, 2 seconds. I did something about consistency. We want men to be consistent with us. Call us, come and see us. But how consistent are we with ourselves? People are going to give you what you give yourself. How consistent are you in the word? How consistent are you with your relationship with God? How consistent are you with your workout? How consistent are you with a job? How consistent are you when you have time alone? Are you in the streets? Are you shopping? A person comes in and gives you the same energy you're giving yourself. So if you want somebody to be consistent with you, you have to be consistent with yourself first.
Exactly. Same way they say if you have to love yourself before anybody else can. You have to.
Exactly.
You teach a person how to love you. So yes, I really do appreciate that for somebody out there. Hope that scenario really helps because I'm not the only one. I know that there are more, like I said, more women hurting than wants to hurt. I messed around and watched this Hurt Bay video.
Oh gosh, yes.
I don't know why I wasted my time on that, but I really wish somebody could get a hold of her. It was something because I've seen a lot of my own relationships in that Hurt Bay video, and then you wonder, like, did I really put up with that? Did I really do that? Yeah, you really set the tone for that, and it's sad that it's getting younger and younger. It's catching our generations younger and younger. So I appreciate you. Like I said, more people like you are needed to come out and just snatch them up. And I had a guy to even tell me, had a guy friend, and one of my best friends gives the most blunt and best advice. This guy, he told me, he said, what you women problem is that you don't take what men say up front for face value. You think that you could get them to change it. You think that time would change it. And he said it's not. He said if you meet a man up front and the man says, I'm not looking for anything serious, and probably 9 times out of 10, 6 to 9 months later, he's still not looking for anything serious. But you think you put the time in, or if you want to choose to have sex with him or whatever, and you're doing everything perfect, and you're being who you think they want. You can wear him down, and then you go and you're frustrated because he's not trying to be serious, and you say, we put this time in. He said, but you should always take what a man says up front for face value. You cannot change that. There's nothing you can do about it. The man's not going to change until he's ready to change. And I had a guy tell me that, and I haven't seen anything different of what he said. So once we start to, like you say, heal, reach out and not be ashamed of saying, I need to heal, come step outside of some of our generational curses, some of the things that we've seen and that we've been taught. We need to know that those things they may not be quite right, just because you've seen your mom and everything do it, or you saw your mama go through it, or your aunts and things like that. That doesn't make it right. So I appreciate you. Like I said, we want to get all of your contact information right now. How do we contact Rachel G?
Great. Thank you so much. You can go to my website. I am Rachel G. That's going to take you to everything. It's going to take you to my social media outlets. Just in case you don't see it there, I'll give it to you again. I_am Rachel G. That's my Instagram. That is my Twitter. That's my Snapchat. That's anything with a handle on it. On Facebook, it's Rachel G. Or you can just put in the relationship expert, Rachel Gilder. It's going to take you to my support page. I have a page called Ask Relationship Expert Rachel G. It's a private group page. You can become a part of that page, as well as you can follow me on my personal Facebook, Rachel Gilder or Rachel Gilder Women of Healing. And then my office number is 646-651-3546. You can text me for consultation or text me for availability and rates and prices.
I am so excited. I just want you to get flooded, overwhelmed. I need to text you myself. I'm coming. I'm about to be a Rachel G client. Sign me up. Both of my hands up, because I just want to do things a whole lot differently and a whole lot better, and I know staying in the Word is going to help me with that. And then sometimes, like I say, you just have to get out of what your norm and what you're used to in your particular circle of friends and go to somebody who is designed or that God created and instilled in them to help you with this situation, And so I'm excited. I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about the things that are about to take place. I can't wait to see your face. I see you everywhere now, but I'm just ready to see you all over the place. I know you're going to be on the move and just, like you say, international and just taking off everywhere. So we thank you for coming through and being here with Women 101. I know we've empowered somebody today. If we could just get one, then I would be satisfied with the work that we've done here today. So thank you again for taking out your time to be, just to be in my presence and to talk with me and talk with my audience. Is there any other nuggets you want to leave with us?
No, ladies, just be true to yourself. Everybody, just be true to yourself and let God do it. Trust God's process for your life, because it's propelling you towards His promise for your life.
Awesome. So excited. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for bearing with me through my ins and outs of being in the studio, dealing with family members and other things and traveling. So my audience, I really do appreciate you guys. My family, I appreciate you guys, and my friends, and also my awesome station, 108 Praise. I appreciate you guys, all the love, all the texts, all the communication, everything you guys do to make Women 101 a success, whether I'm in the studio or outside of the studio. And I also thank God for the opportunity. You guys don't want to miss next week, because our guest next week that's coming on, Sabrina, she has a book. It's a children's book about molestation and how to not stay silent. That's one of the things that's going on rapidly, this children's sex trade and just molestation and rape. And it's sad and it's sickening, but it's real. It's something that needs to be uncovered and talked about. So that's what we're diving into next week. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys again. I love all of you. And my motto, if it did not confine you to the bed, ladies, get up and get out of that house this Saturday morning, if it's just to walk around the block.
Never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, much better. When I look back over all you brought me through, I can see that you were the one I held on to, and I never would have made it. Oh, I never could have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. Oh, but now I see Somebody just need to testify to somebody next to him. Tell him, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, much better. When I look back over what he brought me through, I realize I made it because I had you to hold on to. Now I'm stronger, now I'm wiser, I'm better, so much better. I made it. Is there anybody in this house other than me that could declare you made it? Tell your neighbor, never would have made it. Never would have made it. Tell them, never could have made it. Never could have made it without you. Oh, I wish I had some help here. I wish I had just 2 or 3 people that would just declare it. Never would have made it. Never would have made it. Never could have made it. Never could have made it without you. I just love to encourage myself. Sometimes I just look in the mirror and say, I'm stronger, I'm wise, I am better, so much better. When I look back over what he brought me through, I realize I made it because I had you to hold on to. But I never would have made it. I never could have made it without you. Yeah, 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 Lord. Oh, good God Almighty, never would have made it. Never would have made it. Never could have made it. Never could have made it without you. Sing it one more time. All I need is just one more time. Everybody say with me. Never would have made it. Oh, oh, oh. Never could have made it.
Can we speak one word into this atmosphere that's already been into this atmosphere? But can somebody shout the word on behalf of the nation and the nations of the earth? Somebody shout revival. Somebody shout it again, say revival. Somebody say we need it. I want you to know that God doesn't just send revival, he comes himself. Somebody shout revival. We're going to make a declaration together. I know you don't know it, but once we get it together, I need you to sing it. Come on, put those hands together, everybody. The chorus goes like this, says, we need your spirit. They'll have the words in a moment. Somebody put those hands together. We just want you. Come on, we say this. Creation waits. Your people long for you. Say, we're leading, trusting, patient, be waiting, we're desperate, and we are crying out, and we need your spirit, pouring out on us, revival, stirring up, oh God, we would you lift up your hands in this room? Would you lift up your hands in this room? We are believing for God to pour out his spirit upon the nation. How many of you know we need it? And so tonight, or this morning, we become an army of intercessors in this room, asking God to come, asking for the move of the Holy Spirit, asking for a breakthrough in our land. Hallelujah! Would you add the words of worship in this room and begin to lift up your voice as we begin to stir up the atmosphere of intercession right here at the camp meeting. We believe God will hear us as we ask him to come. We're praying. We're asking.
Holy Spirit.
We say come. We ask you to come. We ask you to come.
Holy Spirit.
We need a move. We need you. We need you.
Holy Spirit.
We're crying out. We're crying out. We're crying out. And we say, revive us. Revive us. Revive us. Transform us, transform us, transform us, and reveal your power, reveal your glory, reveal your kindness, reveal your love. I need someone to lift up your voice in this room and give them a shout. Somebody give God a shout in this room. Just one more time, we're going to pray for a move of God. Anybody want to pray for a move of God? We're on assignment in this room. We're going to make some other declarations, but we're on assignment in this room. If you're believing God for a move in the nations of the earth, would you lift up your voice one more time and say move? Come on, sing it out. We need you.
Holy Spirit.
This nation needs it. This world needs it. We all need it. Say, revive us. Revive us. Revive us. Come on, say it. Transform us. Change us. Transform us. And reveal your power. Reveal your glory. Reveal your kindness. Reveal your love. Yes, Lord, we thank you for the move of God to hit the earth. As your people cry out for it, because your people are desperate for it. In the name of Jesus.
Are you an emerging artist looking for exposure for your current project? Or a business owner wanting to expand your brand? Partnering with 108 Praise Radio is just what you need to develop as a strong entrepreneur or a chart-topping artist. 108 Praise to connect with the staff of 108 Praise Radio, email them at opportunity@108praiseradio.com. That's opportunity@108praiseradio.com. Or call 405-586-5241. That's 405-586-5241. 108 Praise Radio. Get ready to soar by becoming a sponsor of 108 Praise Radio. Voicing the gospel across the world.